Hi students, today we discuss about the phylum Platyhelminthes. Phylum Platyhelminthes. We completed general characters and classification of phylum Porifera, phylum Nidaria and phylum Ctenophora. Today we discuss about the general characters of phylum Platyhelminthes. The term Platyhelminthes was coined by Guggenberg. Guggenberg. So the term Platyhelminthes was coined by Guggenberg. The animals of Platyhelminthes are dorsoventrally flattened. Dorsoventrally flattened. So the body of the Platyhelminthes dorsoventrally is flattened. Dorsal side and ventral side of the body is flattened. Hence the name Platyhelminthes. Here, platy means flat, helminth means worm. Platy means flat, helminth means worm. So dorsoventrally body is flattened, hence the name Platyhelminthes. So dorsoventrally flattened body. Mostly Platyhelminthes or animals of phylum Platyhelminthes are mostly endoparasites. Endoparasites. What are parasites or what is parasite? An intimate association between two organisms in which one is benefited and another one is affected or harmed, called parasitism, in which benefited organism is called parasite, affected organism is called host. So, an intimate association between two organisms in which one is benefited and another one is affected. The benefited this process is called parasitism. The benefited organism is called parasite affected organism is called host. So most of the animals of Platypilum platyhelminthes are endoparasites. What are endoparasites? The parasites which lives inside the body of host, are called endoparasites. For example, Taeniasolium or tapeworm is the example of platyhelminthes. The Taeniasolium or tapeworm lives in the alimentary canal of human being. So tapeworm is endoparasite. So most of the animals of platyhelminthes are endoparasites which lives inside the body of host. Next, platyhelminthes are triploblastic animals. Triploblastic animals. So what are triploblastic? Here, ctenophores, cnidarians and ctenophores are diploblastic animals. They develop only two germ layers, ectoderm and endoderm. But triplo means three. So the animals which develops three germ layers during their embryonic stages are called triploblastic animals. The three germ layers are ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. So platyhelminthes are triploblastic animals. Develops three germ layers. Ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Next, platyhelminthes exhibits bilateral symmetry. What is bilateral symmetry? The animal which cut into two equal parts by only one plane passing through the central axis of the body is called bilateral symmetry. So the animal cut into two equal parts by only one plane passing through the central axis of the body is called bilateral symmetry. For example, human beings exhibits bilateral symmetry. Our body cut into two equal parts by only one plane, this plane, through central axis of the body. So this type of symmetry is called bilateral symmetry. Here the platyhelminthes exhibits bilateral symmetry. Next, platyhelminthes are acoelomates. What are acoelomates? The animals which does not possess coelom or body cavity are called acoelomates. Why the coelom is absent in platyhelminthes? The body cavity. What is coelom? The space or cavity between body wall and organs, visceral organs, is called coelom. So this is body wall. This is alimentary canal. A space is present between body wall and alimentary canal or other organs is called coelom. This coelom is absent in phylum Platyhelminthes due to presence of mesenchyma. Mesenchyma is a tissue. Mesenchyma fills the body cavity between body wall and organs. So the space or body cavity filled with the mesenchyme or a tissue. So coelom is absent. So such type of animals are called acoelomate. So coelom is absent in phylum Platyhelminthes. Next. Next, hooks and suckers. Hooks and suckers are present in the parasites. Hooks and suckers are present in the parasites. Hooks and suckers helps in the anchoring. For example, Taenia solium or tapeworm live in alimentary. This is alimentary canal. This is tapeworm. Tapeworm possess suckers. These are suckers. These are hooks. So these are suckers, these are hooks. So generally Taenia solium lives in the lumen of the alimentary canal. It contains hooks and suckers. So the tapeworm or Taenia solium attached to the wall of alimentary canal with the help of hooks and suckers. Without hooks and suckers, the Taenia solium does not live in the lumen of the alimentary canal. So the hooks and suckers helps in anchoring or attachment to the wall of alimentary canal. So generally parasites possess hooks and suckers. Next, alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is blind sac-like structure. Blind sac-like structure. For example, this is Platyhelminthes. This is mouth. This is alimentary canal. So the alimentary canal open at one side through mouth. This is mouth. The another end of the alimentary canal is closed due to absence of anus. So mouth is present but anus is absent. So the alimentary canal is a blind or closed sac-like structure or small bag-like structure. The alimentary canal open out through mouth. Anus is absent. So due to absence of anus, the alimentary canal is closed at posterior side. So alimentary canal is blind sac-like structure. Here mouth serves both ingestion and egestion. So mouth serves both ingestion and egestion. Next, digestion. Digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Extracellular and intracellular. Extracellular means digestion process occurs in the lumen of alimentary canal called extracellular. Next, intracellular means digestion process occurs inside the cells of alimentary canal called intracellular. So digestion process is both extracellular and intracellular. Next, excretory organs. Excretory organs are phlegm cells. So phlegm cells are the excretory organs. For example, this is the body of platyhelminthes. So this is phlegm cell. Our body possesses, the human body contains kidneys. Kidneys are the chief excretory organs in human body. Here, the platyhelminthes possess phlegm cells. Phlegm cells are the excretory organs in phylum Platyhelminthes. Why the excretory organs of platyhelminthes called phlegm cells? Here, this is phlegm cell. The phlegm cell contains nuclear cytoplasm and also cilia. During the collection of waste from body cells, the cilia of the phlegm cells moves like a flame. Hence the name phlegm cells. This is excretory duct. Here the phlegm cells collect the waste from body cells and pushes them into excretory ducts with the help of cilia. In this process, the cilia moves like a flame. Hence the name flame cells. Here the flame cells helps in excretion and also osmoregulation. 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 Osmosis means the movement of molecules from low concentration to high concentration is called osmosis. So here flame cells regulate the osmosis and also helps in excretion. So function of flame cells is osmoregulation and excretion. So excretory organs are flame cells. Next, platyhelminthes exhibits cephalization. Cephalization. What is cephalization? Cephalon means head. Cephalon means head. What is cephalization? The concentration of nerve and sensory cells at anterior end of the body is called cephalization. So concentration of nerve and sensory cells at the anterior end of the body is called cephalization. So the platyhelminthes exhibits cephalization. Next, platyhelminthes possess the nervous system of platyhelminthes possess brain and nerve cords. Brain and nerve cords. For example, this is body of the platyhelminthes. It possesses the anterior end of the body possesses brain. The nervous system also contains nerve cords. The nerve cords are two nerve cords are present in the bodies of platyhelminthes. So this is nerve cord. So the platyhelminthes possess brain and two nerve cords, two longitudinal nerve cords. These are located one on either side of lateral side of the body. Lateral side of the body. This is one nerve cord. This is another nerve cord. The two nerve cords are transversely connected by nerves. Here, the nerve cords and transverse nerve cords form a ladder-shaped nervous system. So, the platyhelminthes possess brain and nerve cords, which forms a ladder-like nervous system. So, nervous system is formed in the platyhelminthes, which brings coordination between organs and organ systems. Next, platyhelminthes exhibits organ system level of organization. Organ system level of organization. organ system level of organization. So platyhelminthes are multicellular. Cells in the platyhelminthes together form tissues, which forms organs. Organs forms organ system level of organization. So the platyhelminthes exhibits organ system level of organization. Next, body is not segmented. Body is not segmented. The body does not divide into segments. So body is not segmented. But some of the animals of platyhelminthes exhibits pseudometamerism. Pseudometamerism. So some of the mostly body is not segmented, but in some platyhelminthes exhibit pseudometamerism. Pseudometamerism means the body divides into segment-like structures. Segment-like structures. Those are called proglatids. So segment-like structures are called proglatids. Proglatids. The proglatids are not true segments. Generally, true segments forms from posterior end of the body. Generally, true segments forms posterior end of the body. Such type of segmentation is called metamerism. Those are called true segments. In the pseudometamerism, the true segments are formed from anterior side of the body. Such segmentation is called pseudometamerism. So generally body is not segmented. In few animals, body divides into segment-like structures called proglatids. Proglatids are not true segments, so they exhibit pseudometamerism. Next, platyhelminthes are bisexuals. Bisexuals are monoecious. Bisexuals means a single animal can produce male and female gametes, called bisexual or monoecious. So platyhelminthes are bisexuals. Fertilization is internal. So internal fertilization means the fertilization or fission of male female gametes occurs inside the body. Such type of fertilization is called internal fertilization. So fertilization is internal. Next, development. Development is indirect. So larval stage is formed. Example, Rhedia, Sarcaria, Metasarcaria, etc. are the larvae of the platyhelminthes. So larval stage is formed during developmental stages. Such type of development is called indirect development. So larval stage is formed. Next, Some of the platyhelminthes exhibits polyembryony. Poly means many. So in the life history of some of the platyhelminthes exhibits different stages. Such type of development is called polyembryony. So different stages are formed in the embryonic stages. Example, liver fluke. Life history of liver fluke exhibits different larval stages like Redia, Cercaria, Metacercaria, etc. More than one larval stages are formed in the life history of liver fluke. So liver fluke exhibits polyembryony. Some animals of phylum Platyhelminthes possess high regeneration power. Example, planaria exhibits high regeneration power. Regeneration power means the animals which develops their last parts is called regeneration power. So the planaria has high regeneration power. So these are the general characters of phylum Platyhelminthes. Next I will explain the classification of phylum Platyhelminthes in the next class.